Hello everyone, my name is Cap and welcome back to the channel on another 7 Days to Die video. We're doing all this in Alpha 17.1. This is a stable build 8 on the PC. So just in case they decide to change things again with a future build, just keep that in mind in case they change this. There's been a lot of updates to ways zombies do pathfinding. We've done a couple different videos showing how zombies can now dig. So if you're underground, you are no longer safe. They will dig all the way down to the bedrock, given enough time to get to you. But a question I've had a lot of times is, can they get back out? Basically, can they dig their way out of a hole? So here's what I did. I started a brand new world so everything is nice and updated. I created a, basically it's a 3x2 hole, 10 blocks deep, and I created 4 of them here in kind of a pattern. I'll fly up a little bit higher so you can see that they are equidistant away from each other here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put different amounts of zombies, different kinds of zombies in the holes, and then we're going to wait to see if they can get to me or not. And this is going to be to see if there's a way for them to do like a punch, jump punch, and see if eventually they can kind of figure out a way to climb their way out of this thing. I don't specifically see them being able to do it, but since it's been asked a bunch of times, it's something I'm going to do. So make sure I can fly here so I'm not going to die. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a control here. So we're going to get one of our old faithful assistants in here, Sylvia. She's going to have a hole all by herself just to see what one single regular zombie can do. Just so we have that as a control. Now we're going to go down this hole over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in several, we'll put in about 10 ferals, Sylvias. That way we got some that can run, they can jump a lot faster, they're a lot more vicious, they move a lot quicker. And then up, let's see, over in this hole, what we're going to do is we're going to put a bunch of different kinds of zombies in here. We're going to put some radiated in here. We're going to put Zombie Joe. Let's see if we get some radiated zombies in here. Skateboarder Feral. We'll do a Zombie Yo and a Zombie Snow. We're just getting a bunch of different zombies in there. And then in this hole over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bunch of just regular zombies like you would come across a wandering horde. That way we kind of have a good mixture of everything in here. So let's see, we'll get Sylvia in here, we'll get Darlene, let's see, where's Brittany? We'll get Brittany in here as well. We'll get the cop in here. He's not a feral, but he can definitely cause some problems. So we're going to get him in here, and we'll get one more in here. Let's see, we're not going to get the Screamer in there because we don't want to get other ones in here as well. Let's see, where, how about Zombie Steve? How about we'll get him in here? Okay. So, that's a decent number of zombies just to kind of start. So we got a group of regular, non-feral zombies in here. We have our control of just Sylvia all by her onesies. We got a group of just nothing besides feral Sylvias. And then we got a hodgepodge group over here. Now, in order to be able to kind of keep track of all this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable God mode so that I can fly down just slightly below the surface and we can see all of them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them on and make sure they are all coming towards me. And then we'll see what they actually do. My hypothesis is that they're basically just going to dig a tunnel directly underneath me and eventually just try and cause a whole bunch of a collapse here. But what I'm going to try and do is once I see if they can start climbing it all, what I'll do is I'll climb up and I'll make sure I'm a little bit off the ground because zombies will only climb up as high as the block where they can jump to you. So if it looks like they can get to the surface, we'll go ahead and start them up here so they can start doing their thing here. All right. So everybody's coming towards me. Let's see how their digging goes. And also, I wanted to make sure there was plenty in each hole so they can jump on top of each other because that would count as towards climbing. And of course, they'll beat on each other a little bit. But if they can actually climb upwards, hey Sylvia, get to work, girl. There you go, good girl. Ooh, look, there's a little underground dungeon thing over there. I have to go check that house out. Anyway, okay, so they're definitely pathing pretty quickly here. So what I'm going to do for a moment is I'm going to sit on top of this block just so I'm a little bit off the ground to give them a chance to get all the way to the middle to see if they can figure out a way to start pathing or not. So let's give them a minute, and I will check in on them to see what they're doing, if they figured out a way to get up or not. All right, we gave them just a couple minutes to dig around, see what they're doing here. Okay, so they've connected their tunnels, except for your old Sylvia over there. She's I don't know, maybe she's under the weather or something today. She's just not feeling it. She looks like she's staggering around with the flu or something. But everybody else, they seem to be fighting amongst themselves. We're kind of just keeping it going here. Okay, so the single cop, he's kind of wandered back that direction. I don't know what he's doing. But these zombies, they're definitely jumping around. So we're going to keep things going here for a little bit. I'm just going to stay in fly mode and God mode so you can see what they're doing. And we'll just let it run for a little while and see what they do. To see if they do figure out how to kind of do some like weird hopping to get any higher. Because they're only 10 blocks down, so they don't have to go too terribly high to get here. So let's see what they do. Well, every once in a while they make a little bit of progress that makes it look like they're kind of climbing up. You'll see them kind of, they punch a block and they kind of hop up on top of it to get one level up from where they are. So I'm definitely going to keep this going for a while to see if it can actually happen. They're not, intentionally doing it. If I didn't have God mode on, somehow or another that cop seems to be able to puke through the ground and hit me. But, his vomit is apparently supernatural and can travel through ground and dirt and rock and everything else to hit me, but not a big deal. Let's see. Sylvia's still over there not doing anything useful, just kind of chilling out, taking the day off, I guess. But everybody else seems to be kind of doing quite a bit of work here. So, I mean, they are definitely taking down the mines here. I'm not quite sure, in the last one of the other videos I did that shows zombies hitting each other, haven't seen any specific instances of one of them killing another. Now, sometimes they fall down when they trip over each other, but... So we're going to keep it going. That one cop seems like he's a little bit higher than where it started off, but it could be just the way it looks, whatever. See, they kind of jump up to a block, but they're not exactly intentionally punching out stairs. So we'll keep it going again for just a little bit, and we'll just check back in and see if any of them have figured out how to get any higher or not. Maybe they can stand on each other's shoulders. Okay, so they don't seem to be actually getting any higher here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off God mode so that I'm actually, able to be seen a little bit. And I'm going to come right above the hole to see what they'll do, if there's a way to get to me. So maybe, just to make sure, because I know some people are like, well, what if you weren't in God mode, you weren't clipping through the ground? Can they figure out how to get to you? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang out right here, fire a couple shots, make sure, ring the dinner bell, and make sure they're all going to be able to come this direction at least a little bit. And we'll hang out right here. I got to make sure the cop's not going to hit me. Like that. That little punk is definitely going to make life difficult for me. I may have to get rid of him because he's going to ruin the test. Because their vomit doesn't hurt the ground. Let's see here. If I see if I can get rid of just the cop here. Okay. Now they can do their thing. So let's see what they do, if they can eventually dig up to me or not. But we'll just let it run for a little bit and see if they figure out how to get up here. Alright, so they've been toiling around down there for a little bit. I've been kind of moving around the hole just so I can keep an eye on what they're doing here. They're definitely knocking a bunch of stuff down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause them temporarily just so they sit there. We're going to fly down in the hole. Woo, almost fell off and broke a leg. And see what they got going on here. Okay, so they've done some serious excavating in this mine. They have definitely wiped out a big chunk of the ground for sure. And it kind of looks like they are higher than normal. Okay, so let's see. Turn on God mode so we can see. Oh, poor Sylvia over there. Okay, so this was where they started off. We'll fly out here. You can see that, they have managed to get up a little bit higher than the starting height. But they don't exactly have a winding staircase going all the way up yet. It looks like they start digging, they'll hop up there, hit the wall a couple times, kind of start getting some foothold, and then some jackass will come up from behind them and knock down their tunnel and ruin all their, progress so far. So it looks like they're still trying. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to give them enough time here because this is one of those that, if they're doing it, we want to make sure that they actually have the best opportunity possible in case you end up with a wandering horde in a tunnel underneath you. One day they just surprise you. So let's turn them back on. Make sure I have God mode off. Okay, and we'll just give them some more time here because, like I said, if this is one of those that they're going to try and go for the narrow part of the ground over there and see if they can come out, because that'll still count if they can figure out how to get out. If they've pathfind over to a spot that's shallow, we can see, hey, this is a lower little bit of ground over there. So if they ended up tunneling all the way out over there, then I would definitely call that a success of being able to figure out how to get out. Depending on what part of the world you're in, of course, they may have to tunnel for a mile before they come out, but they can still get out if they figure it out. So we'll check back in a little bit and see what they're doing. Alright, it's been a few in-game hours here, and I have the time set to move kind of slow, so we'd have ample amounts of daylight here, and I even spawned in a whole lot more zombies. I got a couple big mambas in there, I got some radiated bikers, just to kind of give them a whole bunch of mows. So let's pause them real quick, fly down here to their actual work area and see what they've done here. They've cleared out a small shopping mall level of digging here so far. I mean, the tunnels, let me see, it started off here. So let me see. Let's drop out of flying here. See, okay, so they went up a little bit here, and went back down. So they really haven't gone any deeper. they've knocked out the ceiling here. And see, this is what they keep doing. They keep starting to like build a little platform up here, so it looks like they could get some good work going here. And then, you know, somebody will start beating down this one. They end up with this large area here. You can see they've dug out a lot. And let's see, let's fly over here. And let's see, where's our control at? I think she's on this side. Wait, where's Sylvia at? Has she joined the group yet? Have they made their way over to her? Let's see, that's where she was. Where is Sylvia? Did she finally make her way in? I think maybe she finally figured out how to get in here. Let's see. Okay, so that's... no, Sylvia started out over here. Hey, she finally figured out how to connect with the group here. Either that or they tried to get to her. I don't know. She's finally joined the fray. But so far, it's not looking like they can dig out. Now, again, as I said, if they figure out how to, say, dig over to a hill, and they dig out parallel to it, you know, they continue to dig this way and come out, they might eventually figure out. But all I've been doing this whole time is I've just been kind of sitting on top, just so I'm standing on the ground so they know where they're trying to get to, and occasionally I'll just clip into the ground right here and see where they are. And of course I'll fire off a shot right now, just kind of, you know, get them worked up again. I saw Mo and Big Mom over there sharing a smoke earlier, not doing anything, so you gotta... Oh, it looks like they killed one of them. I guess he was just like, you're not pulling your weight, we're gonna get rid of you here. So we'll continue to let them dig for a while to see if there's any kind of change or any kind of indicator whatsoever that they can figure out how to get out of this hole. But so far, nothing really happening, so we'll check back in a little bit. Alright, so yeah, we've let them run for a little bit longer. They've cleared out some more space. So you can see, right again, they're trying to do this. Like, they knocked out enough to be able to climb up. See, Sylvia hopped up there, and so she's trying to actively knock this down. And so she starts climbing up there. And so she'll start working on the next one, but then somebody shows up and hits the spot she's stepping on, then she can't hop up there anymore. So it seems like they almost can figure it out here, but this group is a bunch of idiots, apparently. So what I'm going to do, just for good housekeeping, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not 5. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spawn in a couple regular feral nurses and to see if they can get out. Just a small hole by themselves, if they can figure it out here without the entire masses messing everything up. We'll let them continue to do their thing. I don't know what they're doing here. Hey, get back to work. Get back to work over there. But we're going to see if maybe if these work in tandem here, maybe they can figure it out here. And to see if maybe they can actually do anything. When I put just the one over there by herself, eventually she eventually connected the tunnel, and I actually think she despawned before even that point. So who knows what she did. Maybe they saw it as another hole and they dug over there and she despawned. I don't know. They're kind of just digging along. Now they're actually trying to come towards me here instead of going towards one of the holes that's there. But I'm trying to see if it's slightly possible. I'm trying to give it the best possible chance that I can. I'm going to stand right over the hole here so they can kind of see me. Fire a shot here, and we'll just let them sit here and run for a little bit. We'll let the other horde kind of go too and see if they can figure out a way to get up here. I don't know if there's a better way I can do this to test it out, even just a 5D pole just to give them the best possible chance. But we'll let it run for a bit and see what happens. Hey, look what we have here. The tunnel, the rest of the people building the underground mall managed to connect over here with Sylvia's. Check this out. So I'm just one block in or whatever, but they managed to connect this tunnel, and they're trying to make their way out a little bit. So, you know, if they have a way to go to get a little bit higher, let's see here. I want to make sure I'm standing on flat ground so they have the best chance possible. But I don't know. It looks like there's a potential. There's nothing guaranteed yet, but Mo's getting awfully close here. I'm going to switch over to the old admin gun just in case he figures it out. Because they're definitely trying. They're not building some, you know, super awesome staircase or a cheerleader pyramid to help themselves get up there. And it's not like World War Z where they just create a big stack of corpses and run up it. But they are actively trying to get out here. And they've made it this far. So they managed to get from way down there, even 5 blocks down, which is a deeper hole. They managed to get to this point. So, can they dig out? Potentially, if everything is absolutely wonderful and, you know, the situation's right and they can, you know, not hurt each other's progress so much here. Because you can see as we get the group in here. And hang on a second, I want to try something. I'm going to kill everybody, which is a bunch of them, and get rid of their bodies. Okay. So we're going to try one more thing just to try this out here. Alright, make sure I'm just trying to get away from where the rest of the group is. Okay. So just for simple testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'll go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to do just a very, very simple little hole here. All right. Make sure I'm flying so I can get out. We're going to get one feral Sylvia in here, and we're going to give her a chance to get out just on her own. I'm going to fly right here just to make sure so nobody else is messing with her progress. Okay, now, come get me. I'm giving you every opportunity in the world. You are the best worker I have. You've been with me through all the years there. Let's see if you can figure it out all by yourself, or if she's going to try and tunnel over to where the rest of the tunnels are over there to get to me instead of trying to get out. Because to me, right now, it looks like it's possible, but it doesn't seem like they're intentionally trying to do that. It seemed like they were trying to connect the tunnel because I was standing over where I'd made the new one with Sylvia, the 2 or 3 in the hole there. And it just happened to be a shallower hole, so they could jump a little bit higher, and I think they accidentally stacked up. But, you know, I want to give her every opportunity to try and get up here, because it looks like she's kind of figuring it out. I'll keep her going. This is more just a hypothetical test here, because I don't really see it being an actual valid threat, but we'll check back in just a little bit and see if she's figured it out. Alright, so she's not the most organized or focused worker that I've ever seen when digging holes. She'll come over and dig a little bit, and she runs off and hides, and I gotta wake her back up again. And occasionally she just sits there like she's completely lost and contemplating her life decisions, but you see she's kind of started punching out. Now, let me see here. I'm trying to just get her to move. She's kind of punched out a little bit, so she has a bit of a ramp to where she's able to hit the top level block here. So she's kind of trying to figure it out, but she keeps kind of hurting herself. She'll make a little bit of a ramp to go up, and then she falls off it, and she's got to run around for a minute until I can get her to actively concentrate again and go back to where she's trying to get back up. And she'll take a couple more swings, so she's kind of getting a little bit of a ramp going up here, but it's a slow-moving thing because she's got to hit the blocks above her too, and she seems to be struggling with that. See, she's getting in her own way here, so I'm just trying to keep her focused. But you know, as I was showing with, oh, okay, hold on, there you go. You're doing it. No. You got this. Come on, go back up there. That's a good spot. There you go. Now look up. Right up there. Hit that block right there. And you can start climbing up above it. No, you're going to knock down your own ramp. There you go. Okay, now you're just running in circles. Okay, so we'll continue. I'm just going to let her run for a little bit off camera so we can see what's actually going on. And we'll see if she ever figures this out. So bear with me here. She almost figured it out. She went ahead and screwed herself up a little bit more. You can see the hole is a little bit bigger now. She actually made it up high enough to hit the ground I was standing underneath. So what I did was I stood on top of a couple frames to put myself above ground level to see if she could get to me. So it seems like for the most part they're trying just to get high enough to be able to hit whatever you're standing on here. So I kept hoping that if I got a little bit higher than ground level, she would think, hey, I have to get higher than that. But again, I have to keep trying to wake her up because she keeps just going to sleep. But look, she is right there. If she could figure out how to hit this top block here, she'd make a step and she could get all the way out. She was like head level with this. She couldn't jump out of the hole from where she's at, but you know, just like all the rest of the zombies, she's a hindrance to herself. So I don't think I'm going to let this one run too much longer here because this isn't exactly giving any kind of conclusive evidence, and she looks like she's getting tired. She's getting confused, and she's beating on walls that don't even need to work anymore. So I tell you what, let me help you out. How about I'll give you a step. How about that? Can you figure that out? Oh, you did it! Good job. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the video. My findings here. They don't necessarily specifically try to dig. They will beat the hell out of the ground. Here, let's go check out this underground tunnel system that they have here. Let's turn on flying so we can get down here. They will do everything in their power to just destroy the entire area that they're working in. You see this is a giant cavern. They did all this themselves. They dug down a little bit deeper. They beat upwards a little bit higher. But they never really made it any kind of successful stairs because they would start up like here. They would start getting a good dig going in here, and then some jackhole would come up behind them and hit that block, and then they would have to start all over in a different area. So can they dig upwards? Don't know on this one. If they do, it's going to be by accident, I think, and it's going to be by happens chance if they figure out how to accidentally get to a shallower piece of land. Like I was saying, that let me get out in case they figure out how to dig to the side of a hill and they pop out that way. I think they can. But as far as do they intentionally try to figure out a way to make a handmade stair system to get out, I don't think so. I think if they're underground, they're going to do a lot of damage, and eventually they'll cause your entire base to collapse. Because, I mean, come on, I'm surprised a lot of this didn't come caving in as is already, but structurally wise, I'm sure there's probably not a whole lot holding it together at the moment. So there you have it. Can zombies dig? Not on purpose. That's going to be my verdict. We're going to stick with that. If you have any questions or think of ways I should have done it differently, or of course if you have any other testing ideas you want me to do, drop those in the comment section down below. If you found the video useful or enjoyable at all, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. And be sure to subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you guys so much for your time. You have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.